ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the CD Racoola Show. Today's show will be dropping into LA as we review the hit game Dead Island 2. It has admittedly been a minute since old CD reviewed a game, but here we are and here we go. Dead Island franchise in the previous games, aptly named Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide, I really liked a lot. I personally think that this game is superior to both of those. And judging by the ending to Dead Island 2, there will surely be a sequel as many questions were left unanswered. I won't ruin the ending for you because I would darn sure prefer you play the game yourself. I mean, lots of YouTubers with certainly a lot more subscribers than me play the game for your enjoyment, and it's whatever floats your boat. But I do urge you guys out there to actually play these games yourself. Be your own person or thing or monster or dark demonic entity, whatever it is that you are. In this first-person shooter Dead Island 2 game, you can play as one of 6 different characters, and each one has their own personality and different attributes, depending on what you're looking for in your gameplay. The story begins with all 6 characters on this airplane that is taken over by zombies, causing it to eventually crash land in the zombie-infested quarantine zone known only as Hell-A. It's a play on L.A. Los Angeles, if you're a little bozo and couldn't figure that out for yourself. You have the following characters: Jacob, whom I personally chose to play with because he was the one I saw in the trailer and, I don't know, just seemed like the funniest to me, and he was on the cover and whatnot. Jacob is a stuntman by profession. That seems like something that might be pretty useful in this apocalyptic Los Angeles scenario. It could also be useful in Dying Light when you're jumping from building to building. I reviewed the game Dying Light 2, by the way, for those of you who are interested in other zombie games that I took a little sneak peek at. Just a little sneaky peeky. Okay, so next up you have Bruno, who has a little bit of a Tekashi 6ix9ine look or something, now doesn't he? I wonder if they tried to do that on purpose, Tekashi 6ix9ine. It said that he's a hustler by profession. I don't know what a hustler does necessarily, but I think they were inferring that he does some slightly shady or nefarious acts for a living. Anyway, moving on here, you have Carla, who is a tough mechanic who don't take no poopy off any zombies. Might not be so bad to have a mechanic around in a zombie apocalypse scenario, however you say it. Then you have the option of playing as Danny, who has kind of a cool punk rocker look. Says she works as a retail assistant. I don't know exactly where she works, maybe a Hot Topic or something. I don't really care, but she does kill zombies good. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what's really important. I live by a simple motto: live, laugh, love, and bash zombies' brains in. I should put all that up on the wall in my lair. Bashing zombies is what makes this world go round, you know. Next up, as a playable character, you have Ryan, who dresses up like a fireman, but moonlights as an exotic dancer. I don't know if that profession would fare necessarily well in the zombie apocalypse, but it works for Ryan, so whatever. I bet I would make some serious cash as an exotic dancer. Old CD still has the moves. moves, that's for sure. Last but certainly not least, you have Amy, who is an athlete. And that may certainly prove to be useful profession when you're running from your life from a pack of bloodthirsty zombies, you know. What made this game really cool to me was being able to play in the recognizable settings in and around Los Angeles. You get to play in the Hollywood Hills, Bel Air, the Halpern Hotel, Beverly Hills, Brentwood Sewer, Venice Beach, Ocean Avenue, Santa Monica Pier, the Metro, and Hollywood Boulevard. Those places are so unique, and they house such a diverse group of characters that it makes this a fun-filled ride when they turn into zombies, that is. The zombies were cool in this game, especially the various boss zombies who kind of also acted as an introduction to the special types of alpha zombies or whatever that you would continually face throughout the game. I don't know what your thoughts were on these bosses for those of you that have played this game, but and maybe these old fingers aren't as nimble as they used to be, but I certainly died a lot, and I mean a lot, trying to beat these bosses. You have to love the brutish bridezilla Becky the Bride, who is located in the ballroom of the Halpern Hotel. I can't say that I have ever fought some kind of She-Hulk in a wedding dress in a video game before, so that was definitely a unique and fun experience, at least for me. Then you had Ulysses Hernandez, who introduced us to the slobber strain of these zombies. Ulysses was dressed as some kind of Native American chieftain and was probably the most disgusting of the bosses as he spit acid at you. I mean, just look at this guy. I don't know about you guys that played this game, but I kept waiting for that giant spider to come alive in that scene and do something. I mean, they kind of missed an opportunity there in the boss fight with Ulysses. The next boss was Dylan. Dylan was just basically a juiced up Super Hulk that had fire hands, and he wasn't afraid to use them. Some of these bosses should have had cooler names. Dylan, quite frankly, is just not cutting it, even for me. We had the Specimen Noah and the Rubinator, both of whom killed old CD a million times in the game. Cool look reminded me of the creature from the movie The Thing. I recently did a review of The Thing. Love that film for sure. So last but not least, and this is certainly my personal favorite boss, you had Butcho the Clown. I didn't think this game was very scary, to be honest, but old Butcho added a different element entirely. He certainly was scary, as clowns always are, and the arms that are like giant bone spears or something were very freaky-deaky. Comment down below on your own personal favorite boss from the game. Mine, if you couldn't tell, is definitely Butcho the Clown. As I stated before, I did like this game, and I liked the Los Angeles landmarks, but I didn't think there was enough variation on the zombies, and not a ton of surprises or jump scares, really. I don't know, the fear factor was just blah to me. The fun factor was high, though. I did feel like the game was a little shorter than I would have liked, but all in all, I would suggest playing it, but it certainly didn't blow my old rotted brain out. I wish they would have had some variations on the weapons as well. Seemed like just a lot of the same, to be honest. I wouldn't mind a few more Dead Rising type weapons. Now that would have been a lot of fun. All in all, I can't really give this game, in good conscience, a great score on the old scarometer. But it was a fun ride, through a zombie apocalyptic LA. But there are a few tweaks here and there on this concept that, in my opinion, could have taken this game from just another okay zombie game into the realm of a great game. More zombie and weapon variation, and make it just a little darker and scarier, a little less of the funny business. All in all, I didn't hate it, but it was just kind of fun, you know. Worth the play for sure. I would like to take this time to thank you for joining me here on the old CD Racoola Show, and if you could mash that subscribe button like I did on the buttons on my controller during this game, I would be most grateful. Please join me next episode of the show when I review a film that has my skin crawling with anticipation. You better make sure and subscribe, because we will be taking a look at the film Mimic. Lots of fun with that one. So till next time, my dears, remember to live, laugh, love, and bash zombies' brains in! Ta-ta!